We're on stream. Hello guys, welcome back to Modern here at Grail Games. We are live with round 3, Brian Lim Qian versus Yang Chi Tian. And to no, it's not.
It's Burn
This was
and
It's probably Burn versus Blue Eye
Blue Eye
Control.
Control, yeah.
Yes. And Mok Barashin, yo casters, do you have a YouTube too? Yes, we do. In fact, it's youtube.com/GreyOgreGames. We have every match that we have on Twitch. We record and upload onto YouTube. So if you ever miss a stream, you can always go onto YouTube and catch us there.
And also if and if you're watching us on YouTube, we have a Twitch. We have a stream that we do every Wednesday and Sunday sometimes at twitch.tv/GreyOgreGames. And you
Thank you for the sub.
Oh,
We appreciate the sub.
thank you very much, MOC Brush.
We are trying to we're trying to hit 100k subs on YouTube.
100k subs. How
19
many subs are we at now?
1k.
Wow, honestly, that's quite impressive.
That's like 1% there.
Yeah.
1%.
We can start putting videos on YouTube, to be honest.
I was here before 100.
Nice. Okay,
Alright.
so
Okay.
Yeah,
Brian
so-
Lim- this is like Burn, right? This is
yeah, I mean,
Burn. He has new sleeves. This is like new sleeves.
oh no, but I think this is still Burn.
Is it?
I believe so.
It's the podcast channel. Oh no, that's a Power 9 podcast, man. They're talking about the Power 9 podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, Mick and I have stopped doing the podcast because we have started. Mick has real life commitments now. Back then he didn't have a job, but he has since found a really he has found a job at R&D. Very happy for him that he has found a job. He has a girlfriend now too. So, yes, Mick now very busy. Not much time for all these extra things that we have. So now we people with more free time like students, young adults.
interns.
Interns. And Chichen is going for the first mulligan down to 6.
So yeah, this matchup, which I believe is Burn and Blue White, who do you think is favored?
50-50.
50-50?
50-50.
Wow, okay.
It's very 50-50. I mean, it could go either way, honestly.
Yeah.
That's why it's 50-50. I'm not wrong. Don't
You
laugh. I'm not wrong.
honestly, I cannot argue with anything you've just said.
Okay, so he does keep with 6. And yeah, this is Burn versus Blue White Control.
Yep. Oh wow, that was his second Mal, I believe.
Wait, that's
Then
an
he's
Ice
down
Fan
to
code. That's an
5,
Ice Fan
right?
code. That's not Blue White Control. Is this also Bant Stoneforge?
Oh, Brian actually came in just now and he was saying that it's called Snowblade.
Snowblade.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
And
that. I like that name.
Snowblade is really cool.
That's a nice name. I like that.
I mean, if it truly is Snowblade,
Oh, Spell Snare. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Spell Snare's a good. I would say that's a good. That's a good card to have if you're Chichen. But that's a better card to know that your opponent has if you're Brian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it stops Eidolon and stops Boros Charm, but once Titian taps out, then they're gonna come down.
Yeah. I mean, Brian's not gonna play it now, is he?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He has like a Monastery Mentor and like 1-drops to play. So
Honestly, Goblin. A lot of people say Goblin Guide is, its effect can be a downside if it reveals a land, but if it reveals a non-land card,
if you reveal a Spell Snare, you're like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for me, isn't
this
it?
Goblin Guide is doing work.
Yeah, man. Free info in a red card. And here you go. Suspend the Riftbolt.
So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff coming
definite-
from Brian over here.
Definitely playing around the Spell Snare there.
Yep.
Rampaging Narwhals. We are based in Singapore, sunny Singapore, A3 Club Street 069451.
Oh, I need to remember that sometime. 06.
Why would I not want to tell people the postal code?
Yeah, if you ever have time and you come to Singapore, if you're not in Singapore and you come over, you just want to hang out, play some Magic, why not try dropping us a visit?
Yeah. We have a very good inventory of cards, especially the old school cards. Our owners, they always go on GPs. They booth a lot, so they have like ice. What? You guys don't you guys booth a lot?
Yeah, they go to a lot.
They booth a lot.
They set up their booths in a lot of GPs.
So they have a lot of cards.
And here comes the Path of Exile.
Path
to Exile,
Path
sorry.
of Exile. Oh, you played Path of Exile?
I have played Path of Exile. Quite a fun game.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But yeah, so the Path comes in on the stones, the Swift Spear.
The Swiss Spear, yeah.
And I think that's a Stoneforge Mystic.
That is a Stoneforge Mystic, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Chichen might be going for... Oh, he skipped. he skips over the
The
fire
sword.
and ice and he just goes for the battle skull.
Yeah,
I think.
I think he'll value the battle skull much higher because he's only at 10 life now.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh, I've seen a modern Vine Dredge deck. Actually, there's a deck that one of our team players, Christian Wijaya,
Yeah.
really plays a lot. The Vine Dredge deck.
The blue black.
The blue black
Vine
Vine Dredge, yeah.
Dredge deck,
He
yeah.
probably took it from Haruya, to be honest.
He probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Japan has a lot of interesting decks actually.
Japan's pretty good.
if you watch
Oh,
Haruya.
and sorry to interrupt you there, but he has Skullcrack in his hand.
Oh,
So that's gonna stop one instance of the
Battle Skull.
Battle Skull lifelink. Yeah.
But Titian does have that spell snare.
You're
And
right.
Spell
yeah,
snare does
yeah.
stop the skull crack. So
Right,
that's
right.
something that Barry needs to take into account
Right.
Yep.
Well, if he remembers.
if he remembers.
I mean, if I was him, I probably wouldn't remember. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I mean, Brian has a burn deck. There's only so much he needs to work with, and that's definitely something he needs to think about.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, 4
Oh,
lands
but-
as the burn player, but he still has like 4 cards in his hand. That's
yeah,
not
but
too bad.
I see 2 more lands in his hand. That's not what he wants.
Oh, that's Searing Blaze. He's gonna have the Searing Blaze. Actually, why wouldn't you play the Searing? Oh no, because he has the spell snare, right?
yeah.
right,
He wants. I think ideally he wants to run out the Searing Blaze, make Titian use the spell snare, and then use the skull crack, something along those lines.
Right.
But yeah, Titian cutting quite close.
Or do you
7 life.
would you play the Skullcrack first, or do you play the Searing Blaze first?
I think it really depends on what Titian plays. Like, I think at this point, Brian's playing very, very reactively. you know.
Right.
Everything's at instant speed at this point.
Oh, but he did draw the Eidolon. This Eidolon, I think, would be not too bad.
Very good, actually. I mean, the spell snap basically becomes a self shock.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this very good top deck here
Yeah.
from Brian Lim.
Yeah, but will it get spell snap?
If he gets spell snap, that's actually pretty good for Brian too.
That is very good for
I
Brian.
think
actually.
I think any outcome here would be good for Brian Lim.
Yep.
Right.
Which is, I mean, he's really in the driver's position, driver's seat at this point. Yeah. I mean, one thing that Brian needs to think about is that he knows that there's a Battle Skull in Titian's hand,
Right.
and there's a Stoneforge Mystic with open mana up. So that Battle Skull's going to come down during the combat step, or just in response
Before
to the Searing
blocker.
Blaze.
Right. And now it's up to Zhijian to think whether he wants to spell snare now.
Mm,
It depends on his discipline actually, because Brian he could not have anything, right?
correct.
Zhijian, it depends on his risk appetite, right?
Yeah.
We talk about risk appetite a lot. Whether it's worth it to take the risk now, I want to wait for later,
Mm.
or like if I let this go now, will I lose? Do I lose to this?
Mm-hmm,
Or if I counter this, will I lose to the next thing that comes afterwards? So first he's going to go for the Battle Skull play.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. Brian just ended
Brian
his
just
turn?
passes. Oh, no wonder. Okay.
Okay. What do you think? What do you make of that play?
I mean, I think he was definitely scared to attack because he knew the Battle Skull was coming down one way or another.
Right.
Like, there's no way for Brian to kill Stoneforge.
Okay, and now Brian's gonna block
Double
with
block, okay.
both. Oh, okay.
Interesting, actually. And no skull crack here because
Yeah.
he knows about the spell snare still in the hand.
Yeah, true.
But get rid of the Battle Skull
I think
Germ.
Brian's playing a bit too reactively here. He's the
Yeah.
He should be like more aggressive, I think.
Yeah, I think really blocking with that Goblin guy and Eidolon,
Sign of weakness.
definitely a
Definitely
sign of weakness. Yeah.
weakness.
Definitely didn't need to either. He could have just taken 4 on the chin.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think life is that much of a problem for Brian if you're playing against like Snowblade.
And if he was trying to get rid of the Battle Skull Germ token, I don't think that's very effective either.
Yeah.
Like, why does he want to get rid of it? I mean, at most, Titian just brings the Battle Skull back to his hand, or just equips it onto the Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah, exactly. He does have the mana to do so.
Yeah,
And I think right now he's going for the Searing Blaze onto the Stoneforge
Stoneforge,
Mystic.
yeah, which probably gonna get spell snared.
Or Cryptic Commanded.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, honestly, Titian definitely the advantages in the ball's in his court now at least.
Exactly.
Yeah, he has a lot of ways to get rid of the situation. Just depends on what he wants to do.
Yeah, he definitely did. Yeah, I think he should have played that last turn on his turn, right?
Yep.
I would have liked that better.
I think for sure Brian should have forced Zitian's hand a bit more last turn.
Yeah, exactly.
I think just the Eidolon was a bit too little.
Right. Because if you steering blaze, right,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Zitian would not have the ability. Maybe Zitian would think twice about flashing in the Battle Skull.
Yeah.
Then he would miss one combat snap with the Battle Skull, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, here you go. Spell Snare goes towards the Searing Blaze.
Yep. And I don't know what Brian's plan is at this point. I mean, he's got an extra draw the Sunbaked Canyon.
Yeah, I think that should be. You know what? I think that should be the first thing he should do. Just
Yep.
draw with the Summit Canyon and see what he gets.
Well, here, I mean, with the Germ token out of the way, he does get this like nice combat step here.
Okay.
He doesn't have to worry about anything.
True. Actually,
But is that enough?
Hmm. Okay. So I think the Stoneforge is well. Oh yeah. Okay. So he doesn't have mana for the Ice Fang Kotal.
Yep.
So I think Stoneforge is going to block the Stoneforge Fist Spear. Okay.
Yes.
Then is he gonna? Okay, he's gonna crack instant speed. That's
He's gonna
pretty
crack.
cool.
Yep. Okay.
Draws another Monstrous Fist Spear. Maybe he should have done that the main phase, bro.
Well,
Oh,
a
no.
bit of a pity there.
It's okay. He still has Skullcrack, making full use of his mana still.
Hey, Skullcrack gonna come down. I mean, gonna kill the Stoneforge Mystic.
But yeah, I wouldn't say this is very good value.
Well, okay. One thing that's good here is that with the Stoneforge Mystic out of the way, he can't cast the Battle Skull. He can't equip the Battle Skull.
Right.
But he can just hard cast Battle Skull and he gets a 4/4.
He still has 5 mana.
Yeah. So, honestly, tough. It's a tough position for Brian at least. Did he lay a land last turn? Cause
I believe so.
okay, yeah. Cause if he didn't, then he has the red mana and he has the Monster Spear. But I mean, well, to be honest, he can just play that.
Maybe he just send back. Okay, so and Zhitian just leaves up mana, probably indicating Cryptic Command.
Yeah.
Like
I mean-
this. So, I don't like this play because you see you see a clear Cryptic Command red
Yep.
sign, right? You definitely want to go to attacks first to prompt Zhitian to tap and draw or like tap bounce or something.
Tap bounce, yeah.
But here
Definitely.
Zhitian just plays right into the Cryptic Command. It's gonna see like maybe counter draw or counter tap.
I think he let it resolve.
Oh, he let it resolve.
He let it resolve.
Okay.
So he's still just gonna tap the team and probably draw a card. Because I mean, bouncing doesn't really do anything; just wastes 1 mana from Brian's side.
Right.
So still kind of awkward for Zitian. I mean, maybe he was a bit afraid of. Okay, in this situation, if he had played the Battle Skull, he'd be in a really good position.
Right.
But that's because we know that Brian has no burn in hand. But I mean, there are a lot more things to think about when we're actually playing the game, lah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I think he's lining up the mana. He's probably going for the Cryptic Command play.
Mm.
He's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it. Or maybe the Snowfang Kotal even.
Yeah,
but
Cryptic Command.
Cryptic Command comes out.
Counter tap. Yeah, like I said.
Oh
this
yeah,
is
counter tap. Okay.
Oh, and yeah, Brian's stuck with 2 lands in his
Ooh.
hand.
Yeah, and the Snowfang Kotal comes out, draws a card.
No.
There's really nothing else Brian can do here. Like, even if he manages to draw burn, I don't think much burn is going to resolve at this point.
Right. And the Stoneforge Mystic, they're going to be the draw for Zhitian along with
Yeah.
an island. Snow-covered island.
Yeah, and Zitian still has the Battle Skull in hand. That's still going to get him really far ahead in life. Yeah, and he's just going to hardcast it.
Okay. Battleskull?
Yeah, I'm just going to change the mana he uses. Yep, Battle Skull coming down with that 4/4 germ.
Yeah,
I mean,
this-
the 0/0 germ that becomes a
Right,
4/4.
And this Battleskull is, ever since Stoneforge has been unbanned, this Battleskull has been making a very big presence in
Yep.
Modern. Being a very good stabilizer,
Mm.
especially against the more aggressive decks like Mono Red Prowess, Burn, maybe like Zoo, if that's still a thing.
Yeah,
Because these decks, they tend to go out of you in bursts, right?
correct.
And it's very easy to just stabilize with just the Battleskull.
Yep.
To slowly gain life back up, and they can't burst you anymore because their subsequent rounds of damage will like be a lot less.
Correct,
So they
correct.
can't. Maybe you'll like go up to 10. They can't
Yeah.
do 10 damage. They only have 2 cards in their hand. 2
Yep.
cards don't do 10 damage.
Yeah, and I mean, Stoneforge Mystic really enabling the Battle Skull and the swords, just because you don't really want to play too many Battle Skulls. You don't want to play too many swords either.
Yeah.
You just want one or two.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't Zodiac get banned from Yu-Gi-Oh? Pretty sure got banned.
Don't ask me. I don't play. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I mean, on to sideboard. I think Brian, would you bring in the Smash to Smithereens? Because some people they like to bring a Smash to Smithereens to get rid of the Battle Skull, but some people they prefer to ignore the Battle Skull altogether and just brace your opponent before Battle Skull comes in.
Honestly, good point, but
I think Battle Skull is still pretty good, right? It does 3 damage. It gets rid of a creature. It's like Searing Blaze.
Yep.
Gets rid of something, deals 3 damage. Pretty good.
I think some burn decks run this card called Searing Blood. It's basically Searing Blaze, but it does 2 damage to a creature, and if the creature dies, it deals 3 damage to the opponent. So, in light of Smash to Smithereens, maybe you just run more burn, like what you said, so that once the Stoneforge Mystic comes down, right, you just get rid of it straight away, so that the Battle Skull can't come down.
True,
you just don't get to the, turn 5 or turn 6 for the Battle Skull to be relevant. But yeah, I mean, interesting. It's interesting thought process, because Smash Smithereens definitely is good. I mean, you're getting rid of either Battle Skull or the sword. And
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, as we've seen, Snowblade doesn't really have many ways to recur it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because unlike Warza, which have like Goblin Engineer, and like the sword comes back if your Doctor comes in.
Yeah.
Unlike that deck, all the Stoneblade decks, they once their swords or their Battle Skull hits the graveyard, it's there forever.
Yeah, exactly. So, honestly, okay, if it were me, I think I'm a bit more aggressive. I'll just go for try to kill you as fast as possible.
Right.
Because if I'm smashing the Smithereens something, it's a bit too slow. I still have to spend that 2 mana.
Right.
It's another card. But at the same time, sometimes it really just saves your butt.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me play Burn for 5 rounders on a Wednesday night. Well, in Singapore here, our weekday events are normally 3 rounds.
Yep.
I think it's rather in Southeast Asia, right? 3 rounds events.
I
wish
mean,
we had 5-round events.
Yeah, but usually there's not enough time. I mean,
Yeah,
it
because
starts after work.
yeah,
So that's about 7, 8-ish
and
PM.
if we go 5 rounds, people will be like late for
Yeah. They'll go home at midnight.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really want that.
the trains will be down.
Yeah, trains will be down.
Yeah.
Everyone will
Oh,
be
no.
sleepy for the next day of work.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Feels bad.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're a child. Because honestly, a lot of children now are getting into Magic because they have money from their parents. It's amazing. It's like, I saw this kid the other day playing a modern deck with, it was foiled out. And I was like, and I think he was about maybe 15 or 16.
Right.
And I was just thinking to myself, where did he get the money for it? It was quite brilliant.
Anyways, yeah, Sacred Foundry into Monstrous Swiftspear. Pretty good start. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, the burn deck definitely needs that turn 1 play.
Turn 1 play, not lacking of turn 1 play is
Yep.
the Burn deck. And yeah, he did indeed brought in the Smash to Smithereens for this matchup. Oh, he's going for just an attack here.
Oh, and the skewer the critics.
Oh, he's stuck on 1 land? Oh, he is stuck on 1 land. Oh no.
Is he stuck on 1 land? Or did he just not play the land yet?
I'm pretty sure if he had another land, he would have played Lightning Bolt, then Skewer, then attack.
Perhaps, yes.
Yeah,
he
right.
wants that prowess, right?
Yeah, so he's definitely stuck on 1 land.
Oh, unfortunate.
Oh no.
And
Yeah, he's gonna get the islands.
Spell Pierce?
Opt.
Oh,
Okay,
opt. Just
no.
opting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting that he will opt in response to skewer.
Yeah. Is that light up the stage in his hand? Oh, I don't think so. Never mind.
No, I don't think so. I mean, if it were light up the stage, he would have definitely played it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
But yeah, you're right. He is stuck on 1 land. Risky keep by Brian,
Very,
but that's
very
a
risky.
lot of burn.
There's a lot of
Like,
yeah.
He's really believing in the heart of the cards at this point.
I would say, I've won a few games with Burn, like with 1 land before, so
Yeah.
not out of the question. 1 land hands are okay.
Ooh.
Draws the Path to Exile. Fortunately for him, he does have a white source.
Yep.
Sometimes you keep the 1 land hands with no white source,
Yeah.
and then you just dead on the spot.
I do think that if he had just 1 mountain, he might not have kept it. Because that's really risky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And Zhijian is going to get the plains. We're going to see Path to Exile here. Path to Path to Exile here would be pretty bad, I think.
I don't think Zizien will want. He does elect to do it. No, wait,
Oh,
no,
that's
no.
Celestial Purge! Oh, even
Wow,
better! Oh,
yeah.
No. Oh no.
What an old card. Old staple, actually.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 2 mana, basically a path with no downside.
for black and red.
For black and red permanents,
Right.
yes.
Okay, I think we'll see a end step bolt here most likely.
Yep. And you know what? The interesting thing about Celestial Purge is that it's black or red permanent.
Right.
You know,
Oh, and he does not bolt. Interesting. Yeah.
I wonder why actually.
Hmm.
But
Maybe-
Brian here really.
Well, he probably doesn't have like the follow up after do the bolt, right? So here you go, turn one. No, it's not
Turn four, Goblin guy.
Goblin guy.
Or
No, it's turn five. This
Yeah,
turn
turn
five.
five,
Yeah,
turn
yeah,
five.
this turn five.
Oh
Goblin
no.
guy. Okay. Resolve. I attack. Zhitian gets Prismatic Vista, and we're going to see Snapcaster Mage and Celestial Purge going to go on to Opt.
Oh, I'm just gonna block, I think.
Oh, it's gonna
Yeah.
oh, it's gonna block and get the Opt. Okay. Zhitian really going for the value game here.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he doesn't really need to Celestial Purge if he can just block it.
Right.
Because here he's really playing the slow game. You know, I think he wants to set up, shore up his defenses. And Brian's still at one land. You know, he's really hurting for mana.
Yeah. Another thing to note as Zhitian, having creatures on the board might be a liability for you because then Brian Lim will have targets for Searing Blades and Searing Blood.
You're right. I actually didn't think about that. Yeah. Even though it was a factor in the last round with Grixis Death Shadow, but yeah, you're right.
Draw. Timely Reinforcements is going to be very good here. I think if you're Zhitian, you just slam the Timely Reinforcements here, right?
100%. To be actually maybe not because Brian has no creatures out.
Ah, okay, that's true.
He might want those 3 soldiers. I mean,
Yeah,
he definitely wants those 3
The 3 soldiers are pretty good.
Yeah. I'm just gonna wait for it.
Oh, he's going for it? That's 3 mana.
Oh yeah,
Timely
he's going for it, yeah.
Reinforcements.
Just gonna gain 6 life.
3 mana, heal 6.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Honestly, I love Timely Reinforcements as a sideboard card. It's so swingy.
And actually, you know what? If I'm Zhitian, Zhitian as a player, he's known to always have the Timely Reinforcements main board.
Oh.
Artian really loves his Timely Reinforcements.
Mm.
I think he thinks very highly of the card, and not for bad reasons as well.
Yeah.
Because every time I see him use it in main board, game 1, he's always like turning the tides of the game very drastically. And it goes fetching for the island.
You never really expect the main board Timely Reinforcement, so you're just gonna play into it most of the time.
Yeah, but once you play, if you've been in the Singapore scene long enough, you know Zhitian's gonna have it in the main board, so you're gonna play around it.
That's fair.
And that's an interesting card he has. On Thin Ice, he probably has one if there are enough burn players in the shop. And you're not wrong. Burn players are a huge commodity in Singapore.
Yep.
There are a lot of burn players.
I think in general, if we're talking about the meta game of Singapore players in general, it's a lot of card draw and it's a lot of aggressive decks.
Right.
Yeah.
People don't like playing like no one likes playing mid range in Singapore.
Yeah, no one mid range combo decks also. You have those few dedicated people playing combo decks.
Right.
But it's not that popular.
Right. And maybe Tron. Tron is popular.
Tron's popular, but I think Tron's popular everywhere.
That's true.
It's it's fun to play big 7 mana creatures on turn 3.
I played 1 billion Tron foil players in SG. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tron is very popular here.
Foil decks are really popular in Singapore for some reason.
These guys are whales, man.
We have a lot of whales in Singapore.
I think it all comes down to these old school players. These these high SES Singaporean players, as well as the foreigners who come to Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Typically, if you're a foreigner, you come to Singapore,
Yeah.
you're typically like very well to do.
Correct.
You can afford lots of stuff, so you're gonna will on the cards a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go, lightning bolt into skill the critics.
Yeah, Brian really firing off on all cylinders here, and Tizian electing not to counter any of these things. I think he's got a mana leak in hand, but
Yeah, and Brian has 2 paths in his hand.
oof,
It's not good.
not good. But at the same time, it stops Tizian from winning. Oh right,
Oh, a second timely reinforcements. Oh
yeah, that 6 life he took so much effort to get rid
no.
of.
Right.
Just gonna gain it back.
You know what, Artora? Now that you mention it, the reason why I built Counters Company, like the Vizier Devoted Druid deck in modern, is because I knew I was gonna play against a lot of Tron players, so I get a lot of free wins off that.
That's true.
They can turn 3 can me, but I can turn 3 just win the game. What's Karn gonna do against me winning the game?
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, you can win on turn 3.
Yeah, the deck wins on turn 3 very consistently.
So you turn to Vizier? Or
No,
turn to Devoted
You
Druid.
turn to Devoted Druid, then you turn 3.
Vizier.
So you can tutor for Vizier
Right.
and play Vizier at the same time because tutors are normally 2 mana,
Yeah, correct.
and then Vizier is another 2 mana.
Right. Okay.
Tron is legit a buy. Yeah, this Vayon gets it. Tron's a buy.
He gets it. Bayon gets it.
Not Tron is not a buy if you're playing a fair deck though.
Yeah.
Tron's gonna
You're
kill
playing
you.
Jund or something?
You die. You're
Oh,
gonna
you
die,
did.
man. Yeah. I think Zhijian is going to. I think Zhijian is going to have a hard time. Maybe not so bad.
What, have a hard time against Tron?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got the paths. I mean, maybe he's worried about the Planeswalkers, but that's about it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, both players are just draw going here. You know
Yeah.
who benefits from draw go?
Zitian.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Zitian's at 9 mana. He can do whatever he wants. You know,
What's-
Brian's got a full grip, but none of that's going to resolve effectively,
Right.
if you know what I mean.
Zhijian is not going to tap out. He's definitely just going to play very conservatively here.
Yeah.
There's no reason for Zhijian to tap out here. And I forgot to update the score. Zhijian is up a game 1-0.
So right now, Zitian's poised to basically take this match. I mean, you know, a lot of turns passed, a lot of cards in Zitian's hand, and he's got the land advantage, he's got the card advantage. And, you know, Burn, not really one for grinding out games.
No, they're not. Burn has very good top deck games because of their redundancy.
Yeah.
But if you do have the answer to their burns in the form of counterspell, timely reinforcements,
Mhm,
removal for
mhm.
their creatures,
Mhm.
these top decks are not really going to do much.
Yep. And eventually, Zitian's going to draw a Stoneforge Mystic.
Or
A Batterskull is
Batterskull.
going to come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to put like a sword fire and ice onto something, and you're
Correct.
going to die. And here we go, engineer explosives on 1, going to be insurance against the creatures.
Yeah. Any creatures Brian's going to play going to get killed by Engineering Explosives unless it's Eidolon.
Unless it's Eidolon, yes.
Yeah. But otherwise, you know, really, this game is basically locked up.
And Brian's getting the lands now, but I think the window for him to win is kind of long gone.
Yeah.
Zhijian just needs to somehow sneak past the creature, and he's good to go. Right
Yeah.
now, all his cards are pre-reactionary. A lot of counter spells, a lot of removal, but doesn't actually have a win con, so he just passes the turn. Brian draws a Swift Spear, but I think he's gonna try and play it. Yeah, Swift Spear's gonna hit
Burn
the
with 6
field.
mana.
Monka S, burn with 6 mana.
Yeah, I've never seen Burn with this much.
Lava
land.
Spike. Okay, I think Brian's trying to go off here. Lava Spike is gonna hit Zhijian for 3 and give the prowess trigger onto the Swift Spear.
Yeah.
But I think over here, Zhijian is gonna pull the trigger onto the Path to Exile. Oh no, he's just gonna animate the Slasher Colonnade.
Wow! That's a show
Oh.
of force right there.
Definitely. No, it's just gonna.
Oh, no, it's gonna explode, never
explode. It's gonna explode. Never mind. He just put the Colonnade out just to flex.
Like, I could animate it and just kill.
I could do it and tap out, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the only way Brian wins is if he keeps playing threats every single turn, and he keeps running Zitian out of answers.
Right. I think he should
But-
I think he really should do that though.
Yeah, but it's so difficult because, I mean, Zitian has like Celestial Colonnade. He can start being more aggressive with it next turn. And yeah, like you said, the window really has closed.
Okay, this is Zhijian's turn. He's gonna draw. Still has Spell Snare in his hand and draws up Jace the Mind Sculptor, one of the best
Oh.
cards to have to stabilize a board.
Correct.
And I think it's just gonna slam it on the field right
Yep.
now.
And I think that's, if it wasn't over, it's over.
Oh no, Jace the
That's
Mind Sculptor.
Really,
And-
so little he can
And
do.
Zhijian definitely has all the counter spells in the world to protect his Jace the Mind Sculptor as well as the removal.
Yep.
So Jace the Mind Sculptor is gonna go to 5. Is he gonna Fate Seal himself? So he
Yeah.
Fate Seals himself. He's looking for more threats to deploy.
Yep.
Try-
And with the Jace at 5, it's out of range of bolts.
Right.
It's out of range of a lot of things.
Inspiring Vantage. And nothing much Brian can do right now.
Yep.
Gonna pass the turn back to Zhijian.
Yep.
Zhijian draws here. Draws into... Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, it looks like the Fairy. The Fairy, the Time Raveler, is gonna stop Brian from playing any instant speed stuff. Well, yeah, I guess... No, sorry. He's gonna stop him from playing stuff at instant speed. He can still play instants, but at sorcery
sorceries,
speed.
yeah.
Right. And you go Fate Sealing himself once again. Desperately looking for a closure to this game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think honestly, Jace himself is the closure.
Right, exactly.
He's just gonna pass a few turns, gonna get it to ulti, and then he's gonna ulti.
It's got ulti, yeah.
Yeah.
And Skullcrack, the draw for Brian. Brian has to do something right now.
Yep. The window already halfway close, maybe 3/4 of the way.
3/4 of the way, yes,
You know,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's gonna close even more if Brian keeps passing these turns. And you know, if we want to think about where Brian could have won, you know, I think it's quite difficult to say because he was really on the back foot because of those
Yeah,
timely
yeah.
reinforcements.
I think, but I think he could have actually had a shot at winning because when he had like 3 to 4 lands, I think that was like the prime time to start like fighting back.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
Oh, he's trying to go off right now. Skullcrack gets spell snap over here.
Yep.
He's gonna pass the turn back to Zhijian. Can't play at instant speed, and and we see that steering blaze. The steering blaze that Zhijian is so afraid of. That's why he's not playing his creatures.
Yep.
No targets for steering blaze means no 3 damage to Zhijian's face.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, honestly, at this point, since he has at 8, it's a little bit, what's the word for it? Risky.
Right.
But with that amount of mana, with all those counter spells in hand, I don't see a way for Brian to do enough damage. You know, he's just gonna run out the Stoneforge Mystic. He's not afraid of that Steering Blaze anymore.
Right, yeah. Stoneforge Mystic is going to hit the field, going to get the Battle Skull into Zhijian's head. Probably going to be one of the ways Zhijian is going to try and get Brian from 15 to 0.
Yeah, and I mean, even at this point, I saw another Spell Snare. I saw, if I'm not wrong, he's got more. I think probably a Cryptic Command in hand. Yeah, this Battle Skull is gonna do a lot of work once it comes down, maybe next turn. But that should be in his hand right now.
Yeah, it's definitely in his hand.
Yep.
I think he's just putting it on the field. Is he gonna cast it? Yeah, he's gonna cast it.
Oh, he's gonna cast it.
He's
Okay,
gonna
yeah,
cast it.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. 4 mana open. What am I afraid of? Nothing. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm Zhijian. I'm not afraid of anything.
He's even got a Force of Negation, so
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait, oh no.
he's got 2 counter spells.
I think
at
the
this
thing
point.
here Zhijian has to be afraid of right now is the Steering Blaze, but I don't think I'm afraid. Okay, here we go. Path to Exile onto the Germ. And Zhijian, I think you just let this through, right? Yeah, just take it.
let
Just
it
take it. This doesn't do damage to you, so I'm not very afraid of it. It just takes away one of my very
Potent threats.
very many win cons that I have. You know,
Yep.
I have 1,000,000 win cons on the field right now.
And I mean, if you're Zhijian, if you're Zhijian, and Brian doesn't burn you for the rest of the turn, end step you just bring back Battle Skull.
And here you see Brian's trying to direct all his burn towards creatures, and you're very happy because all the burn at my creatures is not burn at my face, and I'm at 8, so this is gonna be really good for me. What's
Someone
happening?
hit his head on the framework.
Oh,
Hope he's okay.
Sir, aim the face. Yeah, I'll aim the face, man.
Definitely aim the face.
Wouldn't he has Smash to Smithereens and Searing Blaze? Wouldn't you point that at like wouldn't you use that at like the creatures and the Battle Skull actually?
Yeah, honestly, it's a bit weird that he used the bolt on the Stoneforge.
Right,
At
right.
this point, I mean, he's not winning with them dying,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think the Stoneforge. I mean, the Stoneforge wasn't the threat. Battle Skull was the threat.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And why isn't he fetching though? Notice he isn't fetching anymore.
Maybe he doesn't want to lose life because at this point, life is. Wow, that's a Celeste. That's a 8/8 Celestial Colonnade with Vigilance and
Oh
Life
my
Link.
gosh, yeah, and Zhijian just takes it.
Brilliant. I mean, there was really so little Brian could have done because of the Teferi at the end. At the end of the day, You know,
Right.
all his instant speed tricks all just become dead in the
I feel
water.
like he could have done a lot more like proactively.
He
though,
could have done
right?
a lot more. Yes.
Yeah.
I do think that there were a few mistakes that he did, but it was really Zhijian's game to lose because he had
Yeah.
so many answers to a lot of things.
Right. Zhijian,
Yeah.
Zhijian had just built he just played the resource game like very heavily.
Yep.
And he just like stockpiled all the counter spells and all the removals,
Yep.
and Brian just had to somehow send back and force something in, but he could not
Correct.
find a window to because Zhijian just played it so patiently, and Brian just could not find a way to push in any damage.
And I mean, Brian did get stuck on one land for a long time.
Right.
That really slowed his roll. You know, he just needed one more land, and I think he could have won the game
Right.
much
right.
earlier.
Right. Anyway, guys, that's round 3 here at Modern at Grey Ogre Games.
Yep, thanks for tuning.
Thanks for tuning in.
143 viewers. Wow.
Very cool, very epic. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to find more of this action, you can always go to YouTube, youtube.com/GreyOrgames. Our video on demand is always there. If you miss any streams, you can always go onto YouTube and watch it there after the event because we always upload when we end the event.
Yep.
And if you're watching on YouTube, you can catch us on Twitch. We stream live on Twitch, twitch.tv/GreyOrgames, 8 p.m. GMT +8 Singapore time. on Wednesdays. Modern 3-round modern. Unfortunately, not more than 3 rounds. If we
Yep.
had more than 3 rounds, it would be pretty fun. I think I like 5 rounds, but
Oof.
unfortunately not
Very
very
long.
not very feasible in this
Yeah.
current environment. But yeah, if you want to fight, we do have longer tournaments, and on Sundays, weekends. For more information on those, you can always catch our facebook.com/GreyOgreGames
Yep.
for more information on when we are going live and for when our weekend events are running, so that you can play as well. You too can participate in the road to the
To the invitationals.
Yeah, just play our daily events, acquire the qualifier points, and you too can qualify for the seasonal qualifiers, and maybe, just maybe, get to the grand invitationals,
Yeah.
the grand finals. That's pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, definitely a lot more details if you just search Grey Ogre Games on Google. Look at our website, look at our social media, Facebook, Twitter. Do we have Instagram?
Do you have Instagram?
Yes, no, I don't know. I don't know anything about Instagram. I'm old.
Yes,
Okay.
no, maybe I'm old. That's the answer.
That's the answer we get from our boss.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, and we will be back next week.
Yeah, thank
Goodbye.
you very much. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.